like to introduce you to Deb Ryan. She's been working on this project with us, and she has a few words she'd like to share.
So I'd like to share with you that I am a professor of architecture and urban design at UNC Charlotte, but I also teach the students in the Master of Real Estate program. And so essentially what I do is I teach baby developers good planning. And so I'm thinking if Dr. Nelson and I get our students together, since he's teaching planners about development economics, then between the two of us we'll be able to change the world. So there's hope yet. Throughout this morning, you've been giving us your opinions on what you think the impacts of growth decisions will be here in the Piedmont. And we have a few more questions for you to finish up today. But first we want to know a little about you. I don't know how to do this. I mean, I know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. On your clickers, just a couple of questions here. We want to know how you would describe yourself today. And I was trying to figure out what an other would be, and I think an other would be someone who just wandered in off the street and saw a bunch of people in here and thought they'd come in for the free coffee. Otherwise, I think most of us fall into one of those categories.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, according to Paul. Okay, there we go. All right.
Can we do that again? We only got 70%.
I don't know if we're going to get
I don't
it.
think we can go back. Sorry, Mark.
That was Paul counting down quickly. So now we want to know how you would describe where you live. So I can't see the clicker on there, so we'll just wait till we get some number that.
Mark, tell me when we're close to where you want to be.
We close? Okay, let's see.
Ready?
Okay. Wow. So this is really interesting. No wonder y'all were so surprised when you heard that 75% of the people in the region actually lived in rural areas according to the census. Now Paul's jumping ahead on me here. That's okay. So, as you probably noticed today, many of the questions that we've been giving you are in the form of written statements, and that's because we're interested in your feelings about the consequences of the growth that has surely occurred in this region. What we really want to understand is what you feel like you want to protect and what you want to promote. Any strategic plan for growth has to fundamentally consider those issues. So in the coming months, what we're going to be doing is writing scenarios and mapping scenarios. And you heard about Bethany told you about this in the Des Moines project. They're a little bit ahead of us in terms of process, but we're essentially going to do the same thing. So we're going to map out and tell stories about if things remain the same, business as usual, what probably will happen to the region, if best planning practices are put into place, what then might happen to the region, and then perhaps a scenario in between. But in order to do that, we have to see what you value the most. I heard a couple people say on some of the questions that what you would really like is to be able to check all of the above. But what really helps for us as planners is to understand what you are most concerned about, realizing that we can't do everything. So that being the case, we have just 8 more questions here, if you would weigh in on those, and I'm sure you've already begun on this one. Well, you can begin now.
I'm sorry, I can't see well enough.
Yeah, we can't see the little number up there because we're really small.
What percentage are we?
We're in 6, 7, 8.
Okay, and it keeps growing, so sprawl continues unabated. Then, what do you think the most significant impact is going to be on you or your community?
All right, I'm going to finish this one. Anybody mind?
Still going, keep going.
Oh.
Wow. So agricultural lands. I guess y'all are hungry. Okay. We can go to the next question. So development patterns in the region remain the same then? I can read them too, but I'll just let you read them. we'll see if you're consistent in your answers here.
That looks like a good number.
So we have a bit of a tie here, agriculture and taxes. That still is not surprising, consistent, and not surprising. Okay, next question. This is number 3 out of 8. If we do not protect our scenic, recreational, and natural resources, then 1, tourism revenues will decrease, water supplies will be in danger, 3, recreational opportunities will diminish, and 4, quality of life will suffer. What do you think the most significant impact will be to you and your community?
I don't have a clicker.
It's not me, it's holding me up. We're 77. Okay. Second one. Oh, there we go.
Ah. All right, question number 4. If public school siting patterns remain the same, then 1, schools will locate in suburban fringe areas, contributing to sprawl. 2, students will lack opportunities to walk to school. 3, facilities cannot be shared by a variety of users. Or 4, air pollution will increase from idling and congestion around school sites. I can't figure out whether this is Jeopardy or Family Feud. All right.
Last chance.
All right, so a concern about the location of schools. Thank you. Okay, question number 6 out of 8. If local farmland in the region is protected and supported... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong question. Sorry. I have my notes here in the wrong order. Okay, never mind. If transportation options in the region are improved, then 1, public health will improve due to increased walking and bicycling. 2, air quality will improve with fewer vehicles and less congestion. 3, access to natural and recreational resources will increase. Or 4, the growth of and access to fresh foods will be retained or increased. Air quality. Interesting. Okay, there we go. If local farmland in the region is protected and supported, then 1, farms and local food outlets will be more closely connected. 2, local food dollars will be spent locally. 3, jobs in the agricultural sector will grow. And 4, residents of the region will have greater access to healthy foods.
Ready?
Did we get our answer?
Sorry.
I really want to know.
Sorry, I was told I couldn't go backwards or up.
Oh. back to you. We'll have it on the web. If mixed-use development is encouraged across the region, then 1, schools will require less busing. 2, homeownership will increase building wealth and stability. 3, older adults can remain in their homes, aging in place. And 4, walking will be possible, enhancing the health and well-being of the region.
That didn't work too well, did it? Let's see if we can do this. That's the one we just did, right?
Yeah, but the poll is closed.
Yes,
Yay!
I can go back.
Let's see if this works now.
What's the answer?
All right, vote real quick.
Clearly having technical difficulties.
And while you all are finishing up, there's another great survey we'd love for you to take online on the Piedmont Voices site, specifically having to do with green infrastructure. So we hope that you go on there and take a look at that. About 10 questions, I think, 10 or 12 questions. All right, can we close this?
Yes.
Any last minute notice? All right, I'm going to close it.
It's a very hopeful response. And then I think the last one, before you answer this, I just want to say that one of the things that you might notice in an awful lot of these questions seem repetitive, or at the very least overlapping. And that really is the nature of a discussion about sustainability. These are not issues that can be solved if we all stay in our silos, but they're ones that we have to reconnect with and be willing to step into areas where we don't have expertise, but perhaps we have opinions, and this can influence how we can come up with a solution which is more complex. You know, somebody said that the answer to every complicated problem is simple, and that answer is wrong, because there are no simple solutions to these complex problems. However, there is a simple solution to this next question, and this one we can make a change on right now. So Mark, am I correct in saying that whatever they choose today is going to be the name of the project? Okay, so the project, as it's moved through the last year or so, has had different names, and we certainly have discussed different names and come to no conclusion, but we have come up with 3 finalists. And so we would like you to tell us what we should call this project as we move forward and rebrand it and send it back out into the community. And so this is the big reveal, because y'all are about to decide what the name of this project is going to be. So there's 3 choices. You see them up there. Give this a lot of thought. This is important. And decide which of these names do you think is the most appropriate for this project in the Piedmont Triad.
Everyone had a chance? Here we go.